Alright, something that I wanted to do for a while is to review this TV antenna. That's the Clearstream 2 Max TV antenna. Very happy with it. I replaced my just traditional UHF antenna because there was one station that I looked at and I was supposed to be able to get, but I was unable to do so. And I'd have to like move the antenna every time, and I didn't want to install a rotor, and this does multi-directional. It does off the front and off the back. I just did another scan here. It's just before noon on a Saturday morning here, and I'm in East Lansing, Michigan, and I've pulled, as you can see, 40 different stations here. So it's pulling from almost 3 different markets. So this is local channel 6, which is currently off the air from the dispute with Nexstar on DirecTV. I get channel 10, which is on the VHF band, and I get all of its sub-channels. That's also a Lansing station. This is channel 12, which is ABC. This is coming out of Flint. This is coming off the rear of the antenna. It is a little weak in terms of VHF stations, so this station kind of may pixel out during like midday or when there's other atmospheric conditions, the other 2 sub-channels. And the reason I wanted this one was because of this particular sub-channel. This is where I can get the weather and stuff. Even though it's like Flint's weather, it's still pretty close to what we have for Lansing, but I can just tune into this anytime that I want, and none of the Lansing stations have this. Channel 23 is the local station from Michigan State University. This one comes in really easily for me, being, only several miles down the road. It did not pick up 17, which I can get sometimes in the evenings out of Grand Rapids. That's the 3rd market. I get Lansing, Flint, and Grand Rapids. Here's another Flint station, channel 25, and this is coming off the rear of that antenna, and it's actually quite a pretty good signal. So I'll go to the self-diagnosis and signal information, and you'll see, 23, 24. A lot of times if it drops below 15, you'll lose the station. So anyway, there's channel 25. I kind of like this 3rd channel because it has all that funny stuff, people doing various things and falling, as you can see. Channel 27 is really close by. In fact, this is one of the various religious channels. The antenna is pointed directly at it to get the Grand Rapids stations. 43 Ion, this is like a Battle Creek station. There's like 4 channels here. Kind of nice to watch that one every so often. That one's kind of weak right now, and I think it's because of the FCC repacking that's coming up in the next month or so. So I do lose that occasionally. 46, interestingly enough, is like the duplicate of channel 25, except the 3rd channel. And I'm not sure why they did that, but this one's actually right at almost the 60-mile mark to get. And again, here is, we'll go down to the support. Here, self-diagnosis, signal information, and you can see that's about where it gets at 60 miles out. That's a decent station. Yeah, so the 2nd channel on 46 is channel 25, and 1st channel on 46 is 46, 2nd channel on 25 is 46. It's out of Flint. They probably do that for the 1080 program, which might make sense. I get the Fox 47. There's like 5 different channels here. 49 is another one of those religious channels. It's playing cartoons right now. There's several of them there. 53, interesting thing about this is actually channel 6's sub-channel. Probably until they move to the next channel that they do that. Anyway, I suppose I don't need to go through the rest of them. And then Fox 66, which is the reason I bought this antenna, was because this was one that was in like the green zone that I should have been getting, and I wanted it for the sub-channel of Comet for the science fiction stuff that they play. So that's what I'm getting. Though sometimes I've been able to get Fox 17 or WNEM 5 occasionally on like good days, clear days, or when there's certain atmospheric conditions. Yeah, right now I'm not gonna get 5, or I don't know if I'll get. As you can see, if you know what station that's really broadcasting on, it'll try to get it. But if you notice that as I type like channel 18, it's like, oh yeah, that's channel 25 because that's where it's broadcasting on. But 30 is channel 5, and once in a while I can get that one. But again, it's not coming in right now because it's midday. If I do it in the evenings, I can kind of get those. Anyway, another thing that I'll show you about is that I do have a PCT amplifier and a actually a power injector attached to it. I have this in the other room, so I have all my computer stuff. So up on the screen here is, if you can see it, is the PCT MA2 2P. And then here is the amplifier down here, or actually it's a power injector. So I don't know if you can kind of see that. So what it does is that this cable here on the top with the red washer on it, that is just like 12 volts power. Comes into there, passes through the other cable, and then that goes up to the amp that's on the roof, and then this third cable with the gray hand tightening nut there goes to the TV. So that makes it so that you don't actually have to run a separate cable all the way up to the roof, because if you can see on the screen, if this actually focuses in, see you have power in but cable out and 11 decibels of boost. So I put that up on the roof to get the channels and stuff like that. Yeah. Now, I'm in a 2-story house, and there's a 10-foot mast on top, so it's up about 30 feet and facing toward the southwest. And then this is going to give you the guide here. So everything in green I should be getting, which I do, and I think that this 34 is, yeah, this is off on the southeast, and it wasn't anything that I cared about, so I didn't. But most everything with the southwest, you get that, and then occasionally I get this the Fox 17 out of Grand Rapids because I have the amp. 12 is coming off the back of the antenna, but that one kind of pixelates here and there, and I think it's because it's actually on the VHF band. TV, I notice, also stops at channel 7 and 8 on the VHF band, and once in a while I can get these stations when atmospheric conditions are good. And actually, one morning I pulled the station in over 100 miles away due to, if you look, you see like this is one edge and then there's 2 edge, so it's got to do a couple bounces to get to you. But then you have the tropospheric ducting, I believe is what they call that. I've pulled in one of the Detroit stations and a Toledo station once, just leaving this antenna up there. I also have tried the FM trap and the LTE filter. Neither one of those seemed to make like a huge difference. I thought it might help with the VHF dropping on channel 12 during the middays or certain conditions, but it didn't seem to really help a lot. But they're there anyway. The biggest thing was replacing the antenna and the PCT 2-port amp. And then there was like a website that has it in here. It talks about it. But you can also pick up certain distant TV stations like I did when I got the one from Toledo and South Bend one morning. I find that it's it tends to work best if you want to scan for distant channels, to do it like first thing in the morning or just as the sun sets. That seems to help with quite a bit of stuff. You can kind of like look into that, but there is one that I had that was a really nice map. This one's one I like, the aprs.menolink.org is the one I like to do, and then you can see like the state of Michigan, and it's actually yellow right now for some of these. You can kind of see how far these signals are. You can click on it. It's like, oh, well, hey, we picked up a station 18 minutes ago, 189 miles away. When you get it in the red, you get some really good stuff. Like over here in Wisconsin and up into Minnesota, they're getting some decent signals right now. So anyway, that's what I got, and just thought I'd give you like a little short video. I could go out and show you the two splits that come down off of the TV antenna, but I figured I'd show you the stations that I got. I mean, I'm getting over 40 right now, midday during, you know, the summer. So we'll see what I get during the winter months. But I have to say, I'm very impressed with this antenna. The fact that it's able to pull off the front and the back, and able to, you know, pick up distant stations. But if you want to make a difference on it, get the 2-port amp, because I'm running over like 50 feet of cable on each one, you know, and that's, I was experimenting with it with just a single run right off the antenna. What was I getting with the split? But once I put the splitter on there, it seems to be very giving you I should say, it's giving you all the stations that are pretty much in the TV full report. With let's see, where's channel 46? Yeah, so this one I'm getting, and it's at the 58-mile mark. And also it's doing what it advertises, and they weren't like being deceitful in terms of some of those other channels or other antennas that saying, yeah, we can get from 100 miles an hour or 100 miles away, which, yeah, technically I did, but that was only during certain conditions, after it'd been like really hot and dry or hot and humid, and then you could get it on a bounce. So anyway, very happy with this antenna. I recommend it to people, and everybody else has been as well. But I do think that there should be something that we could do about the VHF ones. You know, the fact is that I'm pulling stuff that's equally as far, but in the UHF band, but not in the VHF. I do think I'd be able to get these, because once in a while I can. But then again, I do have like WNEM TV 5 that only comes in on certain evenings, and then sometimes glitches out, but yet, you know, 46 is further out, so I'm not quite sure on that one either. But we'll see, you know, maybe the trees right now, maybe during the winter it'll travel a little bit more. But anyhow, that's what I got for right now. I'll see what I can do and talk to you later.